गुड मॉर्निंग. आवाज येत आहे? ओके ओके. आवाज माझा बंद झाला तर मला थोडं इन्फॉर्म करा.
यस सर.
ओके. So good afternoon. We have been discussing about the time invariant system, and we have already discussed a system is said to be time invariant. Okay, if the time delay or time advance of the input signal leads to an identical time shift in the output signal. Which system is time invariant system? Means suppose if the signal which is applied to the system, if input signal is delayed by some time, the output signal will be also delayed by the same time. Okay, so that is the meaning that your output is following the input. Okay, so the system is said invariant if the time delay or time advance. At the same time, there may be the time delay or there may be the time advance of the input signal leads to an identical time shift in the output signal. This implies that the time invariant systems respond identically no matter when the input signal is applied. Okay, so the characteristics of time invariant system do not change with time. That is called as the time invariant. And when the characteristics of the system change with the time, that is called as the time variant systems. So yesterday we have discussed this. We'll consider one inductor, suppose, and how the inductor, whether it is a time variant or time invariant, we will check. Okay, so the voltage Vt is applied to the inductor. Okay, so voltage Vt is the across the ordinary inductor to represent the input signal across the inductor. Okay. And we have applied here the input to this inductor. X of t is the input to inductor, and the current flowing through this inductor is suppose I of t is the current through inductor, current through the inductor to represent the output signal, and output signal is suppose y1 of t. This is the output signal. So and voltage Vt is across the inductor. So these systems we can represent like this. Suppose here is suppose one inductor is there. So here it is a input signal x1 of t means, and here output is across this. Okay, but at the same time the whole this is the voltage across the inductor also. This is the voltage across the inductor. This is the voltage across the inductor, and this is the current flowing through. I of t is the current flowing through the inductor. So such type of the circuit is given to you, and therefore we have to check whether the inductor is when you apply the input to the inductor, whether that system is time invariant or time variant. So the inductor is described by the input output relationship. Here the output of this inductor is 1 over L minus infinity to t, and this x1 of tau d tau. Okay. So where L is the inductance of this circuit, and we have to show that the inductor described is time invariant. This is the time invariant. So what we'll do, we will use the same theory what we have seen. We will shift the input x1 of t by t naught second. Okay. So let the input what is the input? Input is here x1 of t is or b shifted by t0. It is shifted by t0 seconds. When input is shifted by t0 seconds, then for this will yielding the input x1 of t minus t0. Initially the input is x1 of t, but when it is shifted by t0 seconds, now the input is x1 of t minus t0, and therefore the response will also change. What is the response? Response is output, and input is x1 of t. When it is shifted by t naught seconds, and therefore input is now changed x1 of t minus t naught. Therefore the out response y2 will also change. The response means output. What is response? Response means output. Response and output is y2 of t. Okay. Of the inductor, inductor 2 x1 of t minus t0. Okay, is the output now become y2 of t is equal to 1 over L minus infinity to t, and this is x1 of tau minus t naught, and this is a d tau. Okay, so next, suppose the let y t1 t minus t naught denote the original output of the inductor. Let y1, that is a t minus t naught, this is suppose denote the original output of the inductor shifted by t0 seconds, then the output y1 of t minus t0 is equal to 1 over L minus infinity to t minus tau x1 of tau and d tau. Okay, so after although at first examination, suppose y2 of t and y1 of t minus t0 looks different, they are in fact equal. Okay, now see the y2 of t and y1 of t minus t0, it looks different, but in fact they are equal. Okay, as shown by the simple change in the variable of integration. The simple change in the variable of integration. So suppose tau naught is equal to tau minus t naught. Okay. So for a constant t0, we have for a constant t0, we have d tau prime is equal to d tau. Okay. Hence, the changing the limit of integration, the expression y2 else y2 of t is equal to 1 over L integration minus infinity to t minus t naught x1 of tau prime into d tau prime. Okay, so which is mathematically identical to y1 of t minus t naught, and it follows that the ordinary inductance is time invariant. Okay, so mathematically we can say that the y2 of t is equal to y1 of t minus t0, and hence the ordinary inductance is ordinary inductance or inductor is time invariant. Okay, so next we will consider one examples of the thermistor. So thermistor has a resistance. Okay, the name itself is a resistor which changes its resistance when it is heated, suppose like this, or when the current is flowing through that conductor. So that conductor is having some resistors. So the thermistor has a resistance that varies with time due to the temperature change. Okay, so let's suppose R of t be the resistance of thermistor. Okay, and express as a function of time. Okay, thermistor which is express as a function of time. Because as time increases, as the temperature increases, the resistance will also change. And associate the input signal now. Suppose the input signal is here. X1 of t. Okay, with the voltage applied across the thermistor. What is the input? X1 of t, and in this case it is the voltage applied across the thermistor. What is the input here? Voltage applied across thermistor. So when you apply the voltage across the thermistor, the input is x1 of t. So output signal will be y1 of t. And what is the output signal? It will be the current flowing through the thermistor. Okay, input is voltage, output is the current which is flowing through the thermistor. So here, but input is x1 of t and output signal is y1 of t. Okay, In this case, what is the output? That is a current flowing through the thermistor. Okay, so we have to express the relationship between input and output. Next is the input output relationship. Input is x1 of t, output is y1 of t, and therefore the input output relationship, that is the output y1 of t is equal to x1 of t by r of t. So this is the relationship, and we have to show whether the thermistor or thermistor describe is the time variant. Because it is a time variant, when you apply the voltage to the thermistor, it will increase the current, and as the current is increased, so we can say as the time increases, the value of resistance will also change, and therefore we can say it is a time variant system. But that we have to explain with the help of this mathematical equations. Okay, so let here x2 denote the response of thermistor produced by the time shifted version. Okay, so we'll denote here, suppose y2 of t. This is the response of thermistor. Response of the thermistor produced by a time shifted version, that is x1 of t minus t naught. As there is a input is shifted by t naught, the output will also be shifted by the t naught. This is of original input signal. Therefore, now we have to write the output when you shift the input by the time t0. Therefore, output will be y2 of t is equal to x1 of t minus t0 divided by r of t. Okay, so here the let y of t minus t0 denote the output, original output of the thermistor due to the input x1 of t shifted in time t0. Therefore, we can write here let y1 of t minus t0. This will denote the output, the original output of the thermistor due to the input x1 of t shifted in time by t0, shifted in time t0, and that is we can write here that is y1 of t minus t0 is equal to x1 of t minus t0 divided by r of t minus t0. Okay, now in general RT is not equal to RT minus t0. Okay, the resistance which was there in the thermistor at time t will not be equal to the resistance at time t minus t0. Therefore, in general, we can say here in general R of t is not equal to R of t minus t0 for t0 is not equal to 0. And that shows that the y1 of t minus t0 is not equal to y2 of t. And this shows that y1 of t minus t0 is not equal to y2 of t for all for t0 which is not equal to 0. And therefore, we can say that the thermistor is time invariant system. A thermistor is time variant. Okay. So next property we'll discuss of the linearity, which is very important property as far as the signals and system is concerned. That linearity. Okay. So basically, a system is said to be linear in terms of system input and system output if it satisfies the two properties of superposition and homogeneity. So any given system is said to be linear said to be said to be said to be linear in terms of the system input. And what is the system input we generally call? It is a excitation, or in bracket we can write it is a excitation x of t. Okay. And the system output and the system output. So what is the system output? It is a response. It is called as the response y of t. Okay. If it satisfies the following two properties of superposition and homogeneity. Homogeneity. Okay. So first principle we'll discuss, that is superposition. Consider a system that is initially at rest, suppose at rest, and let the system is subjected to the input x of t. Initially, consider the system is at rest and that system is subjected to an input x of t is equal to x1 of t. Okay, and this is producing the output y of t equal to y1 of t. Suppose next that the same system is subjected to the different input. The same system is subjected to different input. Here suppose xt is equal to x2 t. Now the same system is subjected to the different input, and input is xt here, but input is x2 of t, producing the corresponding output. It will produce the as the system is input is changed, the output will also change. Now the output is, in this case, previously it was y of 2. Now here the output is same, but now we have changed by its magnitude. That is y2 is equal to y2 of t. Okay. Then for the system to be linear, it is necessary that the composite input for the system to be linear, it is necessary that the composite input. What is the composite input? xt is equal to the addition of two inputs, that is x1 of t plus x2 of t, and this will produce the output produce the corresponding output will be also here y of t is equal to y1 of t plus y2 of t. Y t is equal to y1 of t plus y2 of t. So this is a composite input and composite output. What we have described here is a statement of principle of superposition in its simplest form. Okay. Second is the homogeneity. Okay. Again, consider the system that is initially at rest, and suppose an input xt results in an output yt. Same system we have to consider, and input we are giving to the system is x of t, and the output of the system is y of t. Okay, then the system is said to exhibit the property of homogeneity if then the system is said to exhibit said to exhibits the property of homogeneity if whenever the input x of t is scaled by scaled by a factor scaled by a factor a, the output y of t is scaled by exactly the same constant factor a. Okay, so a system is said to be exhibit the property of homogeneity if whenever the input x of t is scaled by the factor a. Means suppose initially the input is xt, now the input is a into xt. Now it is scaled by a xt. So the output will also be scaled by exactly the same constant factor, that is a. So the output will also become a y of t. So when these two principal are satisfied, then system is, we can say that system is a linear system. So when the system violates either principle of superposition or the property of homogeneity, then the system is to be non-linear. Then the system is said to be non-linear. Okay. So now let us consider the operator H represent the continuous time system. Let the operator H represents the continuous time system. Let the signal continuous time system. Let the signal applied to the system input is defined by the weighted sum. The system input x1 of t, x of t is equal to summation I equal to 1 to n ai into xi of. So here the input is scaled by xi into xi of t. So this is equation number suppose 1. Okay. So where this x1 of t, x2 of t, this varies from I equal to 1 to n. So therefore, where x1 of t, x2 of t, xn of t denotes a set of input signal and a1, a2, an denote the corresponding weighting factor. Denote the corresponding okay. So the resulting output signal is written as Meanwhile, you take the attendance and send me the screenshot. The resulting output signal is written as output is here y of t. So y of t is equal to factor h into x of t. Therefore, h into the input x of t is nothing but summation I equal to 1 to capital N and to ai into xi of t. Okay. So if the system is linear, then in accordance with the principle of superposition and property of homogeneity, we may express the output signal of the system as if the system is linear, okay, then according to the principle of superposition and homogeneity, we can write or we may express the output signal of the system as y of t is equal to summation I equal to 1 to n ai into yi of t. This is equation number 3. So if the system is linear, then the output signal of the system is represented y of t is equal to summation I equal to 1 to capital N ai into yi of t. So this is given by the equation number 3, where y 1 of t, y I of t is the output system response to the input xi of t acting alone. That is where you can write here where yi of t is the output of the system in response to the input xi of t, xi of t acting alone. That is where y I of t is equal to h into xi of t, and this I equal to 1 to n. Okay. So this is the equation number. Next equation number, I suppose it is 4. Okay. So equation number 3, the weighted sum of equation 3 describing the output signal yt is the same mathematical form of equation 1. Equation 3 is mathematically same as the equation 1 describing the input signal xt, and